Hello, Budget Watch YouTube. This is a video that I wanted to make on the Englemaan Vanguard, which is a Sinn EZM-3 Homage. You may recognize that immediately if you're a fan of Sinn watches. You may already be familiar with Englemaan. They are a Chinese company that has a catalog comprised entirely of Sinn homages, with homage being perhaps a forgiving term that some people may take issue with, considering that every watch in their catalog is as close to a one-to-one copy of Sinn's catalog that they were capable of producing, I'm sure, minus, of course, the Englemaan logo and maybe a few other minor changes that you might pick up on if you're really familiar with Sinn's designs. I own several Chinese watches from different manufacturers, San Martin, Watch Dives. What I would compare this watch to in price point and quality. The price point, by the way, was $280 for this watch with the more affordable eco packaging that they offer. The other option being their higher end packaging, which I think comes with a leather watch roll and maybe like a heavier clamshell box for display. I have plenty of watch boxes sitting on my shelf already. I didn't feel like I needed another one, so I selected the cheaper eco packaging, which brought the overall price down by about $20 or $30, I think. I'm sorry, I said I would compare this to another brand, and the other brand that I can think of for this price point and this quality would be Ninth Dao or Nine Dao or X Dao or whatever you may know it as if you are familiar with Chinese watches. I own one of their now discontinued due to legal action IWC Ingenieur homages. And as far as fit and finish and quality and just overall feel, that watch is the only thing that I could compare this Englemaan to at this price point. All that to say that this is a very high quality watch. The materials are very solid. The manufacturing is nearly flawless to my eye. Bezel alignment, really, really good. Almost perfect. I mean, a lot closer than a lot of my other dive bezel watches. Bezel action is quite good, really solid. No back play, really, no wobble. I mean, if I really force it, I can get it to wiggle a little bit, but it doesn't stay out of place. It returns pretty accurately to whatever pip I had it set on. Lume, pretty great. My only minor niggle would be that, and you probably can't even see it here on camera, but the lume on the hands and the dial is not 100% perfectly matched. There is a very, very slight patina to the lume on the dial indices, and then the hands are more of a flat white without any yellowing or patina visible. As for the bezel, only the pip at 12 o'clock is loomed. I don't know if that is accurate to the Sinn model or if the numbers are loomed as well. The crystal is extremely clear. The AR is really solid. I mean, the reason why I selected this model is because of how absurdly aggressively readable it is. Just the numbered indices, the numbers on the dive bezel, I just feel like at a glance you could get the time from this watch if you were concussed and drunk and hung upside down, which may be outside of the normal usage of most people who might be interested in a watch like this. But I can't get over how absurdly readable it is. The only point against that would be maybe the red text on the date wheel can be kind of hard to see in broad daylight. but I think making it white would have kind of confused this whole quadrant of the dial, because you'd be looking at the 3 and the 4, and then whatever date was displayed in the date window also in white text might kind of throw you off at a glance. So I do think red was the way to go. And it's also accurate to the watch that is homaging the Sinn EZM-3. I'm only making this video because I have seen videos about other watches from Sinn's catalog, or from Engelemaan's catalog, excuse me. The Citadel and the Wraith. I've seen a lot of watch YouTubers make videos about those. I hadn't seen anything about the Vanguard, and this was the model that I was interested in. So I purchased it, and I thought maybe other people would want to see it up close. I'm really blown away. Like I said, I own several other watches. I own several other Chinese watches, and for what I paid, which was once again $280, there's not much that can compete if you like these designs. As far as specs, 200 meters of water resistance, which is well outside anything I'll ever need. It is a Chinese PT 5000 movement, which I know some people don't prefer, but I have a couple PT 5000 watches, and they're all freakishly accurate. I've never had any problems with them. I avoid hand winding them because I've heard that that can cause problems. So I just try not to need to do it. If I let the watch die, I'll just slap it on my wrist and swing my arms around for a little bit. And then once the watch is running, I'll set the time and go forward from there. My one major criticism would be that I have a 7-inch wrist, almost precisely 7 inches, and I had to remove every single removable link to get this fine link bracelet that they offer to fit my wrist. I've discussed this with Englemaan on their Reddit somewhat, and they seem slightly confused by the issue. I don't know if it's a language barrier or some kind of problem converting inches to centimeters, but I expressed that while the watch does fit me, and it is a very nice bracelet with a, nothing unique or really inventive, but with a nice micro adjust system, on the fly micro adjust. You do need to take it off your wrist to adjust it, but you don't need any tools, very simple push and pull clicking micro adjust system, perfectly acceptable. It does fit my 7-inch wrist, but only with every single link removed. And I'm able to tune it in with the micro adjustment, so if my wrist shrinks or swells throughout the day, I can keep it comfortable. But anyone with anything smaller than, I would say, a 6 3/4 inch wrist, I would say avoid this fine link bracelet. I do not think you would be able to size it down to a 6.5, or definitely not a 6-inch wrist. I think no matter what you did, no matter how far you tightened the micro adjustment, it would be hanging loose on your arm. They do also offer an H-link bracelet, which I don't own. This is my first Englemaan watch. So it's worth looking into if that H-link bracelet would fit a smaller arm. They also offer a Velcro strap for most of their models. So that would obviously fit anybody. Although you'd be missing out on the quality of what is, aside from potential sizing issues, a really, really, really nice bracelet that I can highly recommend to anyone with a 7-inch or larger wrist. That's all I really have to say. I just wanted to make a video about the Vanguard because I hadn't seen one yet, and it's been on offer for a little while, so maybe they'll start coming out from other people that have already reviewed Englemaan watches, or maybe people are waiting for other watches from their catalog to drop. All I can say is that Englemaan is a brand to keep an eye on if you are a fan of Sinn designs and you aren't horribly offended by the existence of Homage watches. I know some people are. I can't afford to be because of my price point when it comes to shopping for watches. So I appreciate Homages because they allow me to own designs that I really appreciate, but would never be able to afford otherwise. So if that insults you, I'm sorry. I don't take issue with your opinion at all. I appreciate that I am able to own this design because a Sinn watch would be far outside of my price point anywhere in the near future that I can think of. So, yeah, if you're interested in Englemaan, you can go to their website, look at their catalog. They are not an AliExpress brand. You do need to order from them directly off of their website. There are several models that are out of stock because, as I understand it, they are currently in the process of redesigning a lot of their catalog, which may include this Vanguard model. So who knows how long this video will even be relevant for. I know they are adapting some of their watches to have a Miyota 9000 movement instead of the PT 5000. So if you would prefer a Japanese manufactured movement over a Chinese manufactured movement, I believe they will have some of those in their catalog soon. I do know from following them on Reddit that they are also working on loom block technology for their dials. So rather than every model having printed dials, they will have models with applied indices made of, nice, thick, chunky loom blocks that'll probably glow really dramatically. So that's something to look forward to. Again, I couldn't stop looking at this model. I pulled the trigger on it finally about a little over 2 weeks ago. It arrived in about 9 days. So if anyone else is looking at the Vanguard, I can highly recommend it. Just don't get the fine link if you have a thin wrist. That's all. Hope you enjoy. Hope this was informative. Have a nice day.